Hey everybody, Herc Magnus here, and I'm about to do some keyword research. And I teach a lot of strategy. Obviously, I own the Rank and Rent Club group here, and I teach a lot about keyword research, and I've learned a lot about keyword research. And one of the things I've realized is I used to teach, we need to go after small cities, 100,000 to 300,000 population, stuff like that. And over time, I've learned it's actually not true. It definitely helps, okay? Because when you have a smaller city, you have less businesses. With less businesses, you have less owners who have websites, and especially people who have optimized websites. But that doesn't mean you can't find super profitable keywords in massive cities where there's tons of businesses. And it just comes down to having a process, more so having a tool to help you find those keywords. So what I want to do today is do some keyword research and show you how to find keywords that have domain names available to be registered as EMDs or exact match domains that are, once again, as I always teach, number one, profitable. If you build a website and you rank it, it's going to get you money. And number two, it's easy to rank. So that's going to kind of be the subject matter today. We're going to show you how to find keywords in big cities. Okay. So let's just go to Google right now. I'm going to switch my screen here. Okay. I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to go to Google. I'll go to maps.google, and we're just going to look at the USA here and just pick some big cities. Okay. So there's me in Beaumont, and I'm going to zoom down to the US. Okay. And just kind of look at the cities. Okay. Like stuff like Denver, Colorado, and Sacramento, and, Chicago, and like New York or Washington, Philadelphia. We could even look at it from this standpoint. Most populated cities in USA. Okay, typically stuff I say to stay around from, like New York, 8.8 million, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston. So let's do these top three today. Let's find profitable keywords in these big cities. Okay, so the tool that we're going to use for that is this one, Keyword Supremacy, and specifically one of the databases, this live database. And it's the way that we use this live database that really helps us pull out these keywords that are profitable. So the first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go after the biggest city of all. Okay, I'm going to go after New York City. Okay, so what we're saying by putting this keyword here is that the keyword has to contain the phrase New York, right? It doesn't matter whether that phrase is at the beginning of the keyword, the middle of the keyword, the end of the keyword. We're just saying, look, it just needs to be included. Okay. Then we're going to set some filters, because with this tool, you can actually pre-filter before you search so that you don't get back a bunch of junk. You're just saying, look, only show me keywords with certain metrics in them. So the search volume, let's just start with a small range. Okay. So let's just say 200 to 300 searches per month. Now, the reason why is because even though we're in New York, the fact that the keyword that's going to come out has to have only 200 to 300 searches per month means low search volume. Oftentimes with low search volume, you get low competition in Google. There's a correlation between the amount of search volume and the competitiveness of keywords. So lower search volume keywords often have lower competition. Now, cost per click, we're going to set a range here. We're going to say anything from $10 to $15. Okay, we can change any of these ranges as we see fit. We're going to start here. And cost per click, what that's telling us is how much are companies willing to bid on a single click for that keyword in AdWords. So by putting it at $10 to $15, we're pretty much guaranteeing, like, that's an expensive click. So we're pretty much guaranteeing it's in a profitable industry. And then competition, what that is it's the advertiser competition. So out of all the people who are willing to pay $10 to $15 per click, okay, this is kind of on a scale of 0 to 10 for competition. We're going to say a minimum of 0.3. So we want, definite competition there. And then I'm going to click search. So now it's going to go out and search, and it should only take about a minute. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of keywords back. So we can, when we do these searches, it's already done. We get between 100 and 1,000 results of keywords that all have the word New York in them. They all have a search volume of between 200 to 300, which means the likelihood that the competition to rank is lower. They all have a cost per click of between $10 to $15, which means it's in a profitable industry. And we all and they all have an advertiser competition of 0.3, meaning people are actually bidding against each other for these keywords, multiple bidders for these keywords. And let's just scroll to the bottom and see how many it found. Okay, 301 keywords. It's between 100 and 1,000 that it'll find, depending on everything that you put in. But here's 300 keywords that all fit with those criteria inside of New York. Now, does that mean that all of these keywords would work as exact match domains for rank and rent properties? No, it doesn't. We still have to go through them and kind of look for the rank and rent niches that would be pretty cool. So the first one that jumps out to me, okay, is assisted living. And the other thing that's really cool about this is when you put in a city as your seed keyword, you're saying make sure that the keywords that get output have to have the word New York in them. And because we're putting the search volume between 200 and 300, you're often going to get a lot of niche ideas. So like things like assisted living, solar panels, rhinoplasty surgeons, therapists, divorces, rugs. Okay. It's almost like niche hunting in New York, right? So if you're ever like, I don't know what niche I want to get into, just go put in a big city, open this up a little bit more. So maybe 100 to 500, put in whatever cost per click you want. You'll find a ton of niches. And I'll show you later on in this video how to say, okay, I found a cool niche. Now what city should I get into? We'll get into that in a bit, but let's look at this keyword. Okay. Assisted living, Queens in New York. So the first thing I want to do is kind of filter down out of the 300 keywords and see if there's any other variations of this, because I don't like the word in my domain name. So what I'll do is I'll see if there's any other variations, and I can see all these variations from my 300 results of assisted living. Okay. So there's $10 CPCs, 260 searches, and all kinds of variations of that. I can see some in Queens, some in Brooklyn, some in Bronx. Okay. So right away we have like a 3 location niche site. Now, okay, let's take a look at these. Okay. So what I want to do with this keyword now is I'm assuming it's slightly profitable. I don't know. We want to dig into the research. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check, is there a domain available, right? So if there's no domain available, I'm not even going to bother. But I can see really quickly there is a .com, a .net, and a .org available for this keyword. Okay, so I can register any of those variations for assisted living Queens, New York for $10, right? So .com, .net, .org is available, 260 searches a month, $11 CPC, medium AdWords competition. Okay, we can assume it's somewhat profitable. We'll dig deeper into that. Is it easy to rank? So for that, I'm going to click on the Google icon, and it's going to open up 2 windows for me. And I'll just show you something. In Keyword Supremacy, you can actually set the settings to open up 4 windows. One would be broad match. The second window would be phrase match. Third window would be in title, and fourth would be in URL. I only look at in title and then broad match. So the in title to me, so the keyword in its exact order, okay, somewhere in the title. That's what this window is opening up, and you're seeing 0 results. And that's a huge signal to me that the first page likely will be easy to rank on, because nobody's targeting this exact phrase, right? It's 0 results. I typically want to see this under 50, 60 results. Okay. And it doesn't really matter what it says. The only thing that really matters is what's on the first page of Google, because once again, this video is about breaking one of the biggest rules, that you have to stick to a city that's about 100 to 300,000. And over, like I said at the beginning, over time, I've learned, oh my God, you don't have to go into small cities. That does make it easier. But when you have a good tool, you get to like look at bigger cities and find cooler stuff. So the in title 0, which is great. Okay. Now, the only thing that really matters, right, is this keyword on the first page of Google. That's who you have to beat, right? So all other things kind of fall away. If the first page is easy to rank, then that's good. So the first thing I look at is the sites that are optimized on the page, right? So the way I do that is in the browser, I just copy the keyword, and I use Control F to bring up the search function. And I just search for that keyword, and then it highlights everywhere that keyword is showing on the browser page, right? And we can see no highlights, right? So nobody is actually optimized for this specific phrase, assisted living Queens, New York. So that's huge. That's really, really important, because the 2 parts to SEO optimization are on-page optimization, which is how you're optimizing your websites, your pages. Basically title, URL, description, H1 for each of your pages. And then the second part is the backlinks that are pointing to your pages. So from what we can see on the first page of Google for this keyword, nobody's really optimized that strong for it. Okay. So next step is to look at the backlinks of these sites. And for that, I'm going to use the free Chrome extension for the Moz bar. Okay. Or the Moz Chrome extension. It's free. I do have a paid version so that I get a little bit more data, but I'm going to just look at the sites that are ranking here and, get a quick idea of like, can we beat these sites, right? So there's always two types of sites. I teach this almost every time. There's always two types of sites for local rank and rent lead gen type keywords. The first type is like the high DA properties. So things like Home Advisor, Angie's List, Yelp. Okay. And then the second type is the actual local sites, right? So there's the listings on the big authority sites, and then there's the actual local sites. So what we're looking for on the high authority sites, like the big Yelps, Home Advisor, thiscaring.com would fall into that same category. We're going to ignore the DA. They're always going to be 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? What we're really looking at is the listing that's showing up, and is their links being actively built to that listing. So for instance, we can see 5 domains pointing 8 links to this listing on caring.com. Now that's not a lot, but it's not a little. I like to see zeros there. 0 is the ultimate number, but 1 or 2, it's not a big deal, especially if it's not optimized. Remember, we already checked at the first page for optimization. 0 people are optimized. That's huge. Next, we're checking the links. Okay, so there's a low amount of links on a high DA property. Here we have a low amount of links to the page in New York on a high DA property. Here we have another high DA property with 1 referring domain. Here we have another high DA with 1 referring domain. Here we have another high DA, 10 referring domains, another high DA. And then down here, I think this is the first actual local site that isn't a Yelp, Home Advisor, Angie's List, like a big directory style site. And they have a DA 19, PA 29 with 65 and 118. But once again, you have to remember, okay, these are all high DA properties pretty much on the first page of Google, but not a ton of them are building a ton of links, and none of them are optimized. The only one that we see here that's a local site, number 1, isn't optimized, and it doesn't have that many links. So these numbers might actually scare some people, and they think, oh, I have to build, hundreds of links to rank on the first page of Google. And that's absolutely not true. And the best way I can illustrate that is my catering site. Okay, so if we Google the keyword catering Stamford, Connecticut, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same type of analysis, right? So let's say I was looking at this keyword and I wanted to decide if the first page was competitive. I would take the keyword, and the first thing I would do is search for it, and it would be highlighted wherever it was found. Now, this site ranking number 1 above the maps is my site. It's my rank and rent site. I use it as a teaching aid all the time. So let's ignore it for now. Okay. Let's see who else is optimized. Does the highlights show up anywhere else? And no, it doesn't, right? And so nobody's optimized for the keyword catering Stamford, Connecticut. And let's look at the links. So we have, I'm just going to go do the 2 types, high DAs and then local sites. So high DA, no links. That's a good signal. High DA, no links. That's a good signal. High DA, 1 link. That's a good signal. So then we have a local site, right? Those were all like high DAs properties. Now we have a low DA, domain authority 9, page authority 25, 78 referring domains and 18 referring domains. Okay, it looks kind of similar to what we saw over here for the New York keyword for assisted living, right? It's kind of similar. Then we have another local site that has more links, and then a high DA property on Thumbtack with a couple links, and then another local site with a high DA, high PA. A lot of links pointing throughout the domain and only a few links pointing to the actual page that's targeting Stamford. And I believe Garden Catering is kind of a chain, so it almost falls under the directory. But then if we look at my site, which is ranking number 1 and ranking above the maps, okay, I have to look at the DA and P of that. Let's look at DA first and PA second. Okay, the DA is 5. Okay, so let's go back here and look at these DAs again. 93, 56, 88, 23, 9, 20, 76, 33. Well, 5 is less than all those. So I have less domain authority than all these other sites. Okay. And then the PA is 24. So let's look at the PAs of all these sites. Okay. So 46, 32, 41, 35, 25 came close, 34, 41, and 26. I'm a 25. Once again, less PA. I have the lowest PA and the lowest DA and not that many links pointing to the site, yet I'm ranking number one, beating everybody else on the first page of Google, right? So when it comes down to this keyword, you know, can I rank assisted living Queens, New York on the first page of Google with less links than everybody else? Okay. The answer is likely going to be yes, you probably can. You're probably only going to have to build about 10 links, maybe 15 links tops, right? Because you're going to have two unique advantages over everybody else who's on the first page of Google. Number one, you can have a .com, a .net, or a .org exact match domain, which is a huge rankings boost no matter what anybody tells you. And number two, you're going to optimize more aggressively than everybody else, just like I did here. Notice I'm the only one targeting the keyword catering Stamford, Connecticut aggressively in my title. Nobody else even came close. So I didn't have to build as many backlinks to get a better result than everybody else because we optimized aggressively for catering Stamford, Connecticut, right? So here right away, the very, very first keyword we looked at in a city of population of 8 million. Okay, well, Queens is part of New York, right? New York's more the state in this scenario, whereas Queens is the city or the suburb in New York. I'm not 100% sure, but still in New York, in a profitable niche. And that's the very, very first keyword that I looked at, okay? And I would build a rank and rent site for that. Now, if anybody wants to go and register that domain, Assisted Living Queens, New York, feel free to do it. Go build a site and get back to me, tell me how it goes. But right away, guys, I found a keyword in a city with a population of 8 million, and it took me less than 1 minute to do it, right? And the reason that I'm able to do that is because I have a tool that allows me to pre-filter before I do the search, rather than, you know, using keywords everywhere or Longtail Pro or SEMrush or any of the other keyword tools. I'm pre-filtering into low competition, high profitability keywords only, and I'm only sifting through those results. So instead of sifting through, you know, thousands and thousands of results, I'm only sifting through a few, right? Which makes my job much, much, much faster. So Assisted Living Queens, New York, Assisted Living Brooklyn, New York. Let's check it out. There you go, .com, .net, .org, all available. Let's take a quick look using the same process, okay? The in title, only 5 results. Once again, that's a great signal that the first page is likely going to be slightly easy. I'm going to just do a quick check to see if anybody's optimized in the title or the description for that. Nobody's optimized. I'm going to look at the links. So we have a high DA with the caring.com. They look like they build links to the page. So there's that one. Okay, another high DA with some links. Another high DA with a lot of links. So really what I'm looking for is a super weak domain here. Most of them are high DA properties with low links. I don't know, this one would be a little harder, but not impossible. But I'm more interested in going after stuff that's like, look, I can rank this like absolutely no problem. So let's look at Bronx, Assisted Living Bronx, New York. I'm not sure if I just looked at Bronx or not, but let's look at it anyway. Okay, no, it was a different one. So now we have 4 results. That's great. Let's go into here. Assisted Living Bronx, New York, Control F, Control V. Nobody's optimized. Some of the ads are optimized, but not the websites. Okay, so high DA, some links. That's probably caring.com again. Yes, it is. And then so more high DAs with just links pointing to the directory listings. Honestly, guys, when it's a lot of directory style sites like that coming out with an EMD, I think you're going to beat a lot of these just by coming out with an aggressively optimized EMD. I would go after it. It's worth the test. You know what I mean? So let's get out of assisted living. Okay, let's go back into our big list here and just keep going. So we have like cheap divorce therapists, surgical tech pro, best rhinoplasty surgeons. That would be a great. This would be a great one to have, like, you know, where you rank like 5 or 6 rhinoplasty surgeons, and you basically have all 5 or 3 of them paying you to show up on your site. You'd be like, look, I rank for rhinoplasty surgeons. Do you want a directory listing? Okay, but that's not really what we're doing. Let's see, labor law, poster mortgage, send flowers, book publishers, food delivery services, emergency dentist, New York, kind of really souring getting a sour taste in my mouth about emergency dentists, because people typically call at night and not a lot of dentists are open 24 hours. It's kind of what I ran into. Therapy, citizen, book publishers, mortgages, kitchen cabinets, New York City. Okay, 260 searches a month, $10 per click. Kitchen cabinets are not cheap. Okay, we know that right off the top. I don't know how much they are. I know that, some people are going to pay thousands. Some people are going to pay, well, everyone's going to pay thousands, but kitchen cabinets, not cheap. Okay, $10 per click companies are paying for. And look at the advertiser competition. This means that lots of advertisers are bidding against each other at $10 a click for this keyword kitchen cabinets, New York City. In the biggest city. Once again, can you find keywords in massive population cities? Yes, you can, if you know how to break the rules and you have a tool and a process to do it. Is there a domain available for it? Look at that, .com, .net, .org, all available. Okay, so I'm gonna filter down to see if there's other variations or just focus in on that one. So let's go down to our results, kitchens. So we have 3 different variations right here. Okay, the domain was available. Let's take a peek on Google. Look at this in title, only 7 results, right? And let's take a look at the first page of Google. Is it easy to rank? Copy, Control F, Control V. Is anybody optimized? Nobody's optimized. How do the links look? Okay. High DA, 0 links, ranking number 1. A Yelp ranking number 1 with 0 links. That's a huge signal, guys, that Google doesn't have anything else better to rank, right? Nobody's optimized, no links to the listing. 16 links to the listing on housing, nyccabinets.com. Okay. A DA7, so a really low DA, and a PA40, lots of links pointing to the homepage, obviously. Optimized terribly, right? They're just throwing a bunch of links here at this property to get it ranking, but they're not optimized. NY cabinets, so New York cabinets. Let's take a peek at their website. Okay, they have a decent website, I mean, it's decent. It's nothing special, but it's definitely not optimized all that well. It's ranking because of the amount of links. But if you come in with better optimization and better links, I would say you can beat that guy, right? So another local site, Urban Homecraft, DA28, quite a few links, I guess. DA28. This one's pretty weak right here, right? DA12, PA31. Okay. About 40 links. Once again, not optimized though. And I can't stress how important it is when you have an EMD that's aggressively optimized, how little link building you have to do, right? So here's another keyword that, I mean, especially for maybe not a beginner SEO, but someone who's decent at SEO, it's not a hard thing to rank. Once again, in New York City. Kitchen cabinets, Rochester, New York, right? 210 searches a month. So let's see if there's a domain available for that. .com available, .net available, .org available. So, okay, well, let's check it out again. In title, only 2 results in title. So nobody's really optimizing for this phrase. And this is the thing. This is the magic of keyword supremacy, is it's helping you find the exact phrases, right, that people really aren't optimizing for. Okay. And it's all based on good filters ahead. So a Yelp with 0 links, a DA11, PA41 local site. Okay. They're just piling on links and ranking, but they're not optimized for that phrase, right? And once again, that's where the opportunities lie. So another, probably a local site, looks like a directory kind of style site, just pounding links, DA18, PA26. Look how weak this is, guys. Kitchensbycountryside.com, kitchen cabinets in Rochester, New York. So it's not the exact phrase, it's close to it, right? But it's weak, a DA13 and a PA18, right? It's not that strong. And it's the page that's ranking, right? Here's another really weak one, right? So kitchen cabinets in Rochester, New York. This is the kind of keyword when you're a beginner at SEO that you want to go after. Okay, there's 2 pages ranking at the bottom of the first page of Google that are weak. They're not optimized and they don't have that many links. And I guarantee you, once again, with the power of an EMD, aggressive optimization, and a handful of links, you could get on the first page, because these are 2 shining signals that say, hey, you don't have to be that strong or that optimized to rank for this specific phrase. But the idea is, how do you find these phrases that show up like that? So let's do another thing here, guys. Let's say, okay, well, let's say you did register this domain, Kitchen Cabinets, Rochester, New York. Let's double check if it's available. .com, .net, .org, all available. How much money can you make with it? Okay, so before you waste time building a website, before you waste time, investing money and time into it, let's go to rankandrent.club/calculator. Okay, and I always do this when I'm analyzing a keyword to say, like, is it even worth building? So we're going to do this, okay? Volume is 210 searches a month. And that's the first thing you want to enter on this calculator. How many searches per month is the keyword that you're looking at? So it's 210 searches per month, right? That means, okay, according to Backlinko, okay, I forget the guy's name that runs Backlinko, but the Google click-through stats for the keywords ranking number 1, 2, or 3, 32% of people are going to click on the number 1 result, 25% will click on the number 2 result, and 18% will click on the number 3 result. Okay, that's stats from Backlinko. But if you don't like them and you want to change them to something you are more comfortable with, just click on them, change them. Let's just leave it the way it is for now for the sake of the illustration that I'm about to do. So with 210 searches a month, you can get between 38 and 67 visitors to your site. But now we have to start breaking things down to realize the profit that this site can make. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, out of all the people who visit my site, how many of them are actually going to call the call tracking number or the lead gen number on my site? Now, if you can get 20%, which is 1 in every 5 visitors to call, that means you can generate between 8 and 13 calls ranking number 1 to number 3 for this keyword. Now, not every person who calls is going to order kitchen cabinets for their home. So once again, if we do a 20% conversion, okay, meaning 1 in every 5 people do book a job and do get kitchen cabinets, that means you can be sending a company between 2 and 3 new book leads per month, right? How much is that worth to the company now? And that comes down to what I call the NVPS, the niche value per sale. Basically, how much does a company charge a homeowner to build kitchen cabinets? For that, we just go to Google. How much are kitchen cabinets in Rochester, right? We're just going to kind of go and look for some information. What is the average cost of a set of kitchen cabinets? Okay, between $2,000 to $26,000. And that actually makes a lot of sense, because who knows how much kitchen cabinets they're going to build? Who knows what kind of materials they're going to use? We're not looking for an exact number here. We're looking for an approximation to help us decide whether, look, is it worth it for me to invest time and money into this keyword as a rank and rent site? But if we want to be conservative, most projects range between $4,000 and $13,000, depending largely on the type of cabinetry, the material, the number and linear feet of cabinetry. Let's be pretty conservative here, okay? Let's say $4,000, and that's conservative, right? Let's say the NVPS on average is 4,000. That means this keyword ranking number 1 to 3 can generate a company between $6,000 and $10,000 per month in new sales, right? Now, you can't take all that. Obviously, they have expenses, they have overhead, they have labor costs, material costs, right? But if you're going to generate them between $6,000 and $10,000 per month, how much can you charge them to do it? If you charge them 10%, right, so that they keep 90%, that means you can rent out this site, okay, on a pretty fair basis for between $600 to $1,000 per month, right? If you charge 5%, you're at about $300 to $500 per month. But if this 4,000 is more like 6,000, right? Well, 6,000, numbers start to go up again. And if you put your 10%, the numbers start to go up again. So once again, this calculator isn't here to tell you exactly what you're going to get. It's here to help you identify whether the keyword that you're looking at is worth going after. And kitchen cabinets, Rochester, New York City, a population of 8 million people, looks like it's a rank and rent property that can generate between $500 and $1,500 per month quite easily. And remember, we're just only looking at one keyword here. There's typically going to be additional keywords, maybe another one for 100, maybe another one for 50, or you know what I mean? Like, we're going to rank for multiple keywords, and you can see how the value of the site keeps going up, because with more traffic becomes more phone calls, with more phone calls, more sales, more leads, more value, right? Once again, guys, the title of this webinar is Rank and Rent Keyword Research in Hard Locations like New York City. And we've already found 2. And I've only been on this live stream for 30 minutes, and half the time I'm talking and doing analysis. Okay. It's all about having a process, right? And understanding that process. So let's do some different stuff. Let's organize by CPC. Graphic designers in New York City. Graphic designers, they're paying $15, right? I don't know how good the NVPS is for graphic designers, but it depends. Once again, web graphic designers versus print graphic designers, and big ad agencies versus small ones. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I'm going to ignore that one for now. Let's actually look at it. Okay. So I'm going to niche it down. I'm going to take the word graphic. I'm going to search and see how many variations. I'm looking for something without in it because I prefer those. Okay. So I'm going to check to see if there's an EMD available. .com, .net, .org, all available. Let's take a look at the, at Google. Okay. The in title is showing 372 results. That's typically going to be tough, but not always, but typically. Okay. So we're going to do Control F. Is anybody optimized? Nobody's optimized. Taking a quick look at the links. Okay. Lots of links pointing to a listing on Glassdoor. Lots of links pointing to Upwork. Nobody's optimized though here. So this is kind of the thing. Top tool. So, I mean, graphic designers, it's like Clutch is a big national agency. Glassdoor looks like some sort of recruitment site. But notice there's no actual business website here. They're all directories, because maybe either there isn't a business that's ranking or they're not optimized well. So this is not an easy one for beginner SEOs, but for an intermediate SEO, yeah, I would take it on as far as ranking. But I just don't know enough about graphic designers to know how much they charge. Okay, so anxiety therapist, New York City. Okay, these guys charge between $200 and $300 an hour, right? They're expensive. Okay, so let's look at anxiety therapist New York. Okay, .com, .net, .org, all available. So let's take the word therapist. Okay, and we're gonna niche down to therapy. So we have anxiety therapists, and then we have therapists in Brooklyn. Therapists, anxiety therapists. The reason I like this one over therapist, we'll look at both, is because it's niching down into a specific type of therapist, which as soon as you get more focused, it becomes easier. So once again, the .com, .net, .org, we're all available. Let's take a peek on Google. Okay, only 4 results in the title in New York City. Let's take a look at the links. High DA, 0 links to the property. That's a huge signal. High DA, 0 links to the property. That's a huge signal. High DA, 0 links to the property. That's a huge signal. We finally got our local site, DA27, PA7. It is the page that's ranking, not the home page. It's the inner page, 5 links to the inner page. Okay, then we have another DA24, PA32, DA25, PA36. Then we start seeing the local sites. But what's missing here from these local sites? Let's take a look. I forgot to do this step, I think. There it is. Nobody's optimized. Nobody has the EMD, right? And this is now our 3rd niche in New York City with our first search. And remember, guys, we can change things, right? We can say, look, I want to look at the same search volume, but change the cost per click from 15 to 20, right? And we're going to get 100% new keywords now, right, than the ones we got here. And when if you guys grab a Keyword Supremacy account, I'll leave a link here for you guys to get a Black Friday deal. Obviously, I'm promoting as well as teaching. All these keywords are saved for you so that when you come back later on, your lists are still saved as lists. So let's do a new search. Okay, we're still in New York. We're still going to do 200 to 300. This time we're going to do cost per click. Instead of 10 to 15, we're going to do 15 to 20. Okay, so what did we think of for anxiety therapist? Anxiety therapist New York City was good. I think it was really good. I think it was more leaning towards beginner than intermediate. There was some really weak sites there. I don't know if anybody's commenting because I can't really see it, but I'll answer comments later. Yeah, like high DAs with 0 links, high DA 0 links, high DA 0 links. This is low DA with 0 links to the page, guys. This is an easy one. This is a really brilliant one. The EMD is available in a .com, .net, and .org. Okay. So is it possible to find profitable, easy to rank keywords in a city like New York? Yes, 100%. I've already found like 3 or 4 in the first 35 minutes of this live stream here, guys. Let me just see something. I'm going to go over my other screen, see if anyone's commenting. I just can't see it on my stream service here. Okay, nobody. If you guys have comments, just leave them in the Facebook group under the video, and I'll see it. So there we go, another one. Now we're going to go back. Okay, our new search was done. That took like a few seconds. This time we found 165, so a little bit less, but we still have 165. But these are higher value keywords now. Why? Because we upped the cost per click from 10 to 15 to 15 to 20. So it's 100% new keywords that we're looking at. And the only similarity is that they're all still in New York City, which typically people have taught, and I have taught, don't look for rank and rent niches in big cities. Not true anymore. It's just not true. I'm going to have to update the training. Absolutely. Okay, so let's take a peek here. Corporate event planner. I love it. I love it right away. Corporate, not an event planner, but a corporate event planner. And what do corporations do? They spend money. It's write-offs. I absolutely love this keyword. Okay, let's check if there is anything going. We have the .com, the .net, and the .org all available. Let's take a peek and cross our fingers that would be another killer one. One result in title in Google. I'm getting very excited here. I'm going to look for anyone that is optimized. Nobody's optimized on the first page of Google. Okay. So let's take a look at the backlinks now, since we know that nobody's actually optimized for that one. Okay. We have a DA58 with 16 referring domains to the page, but this is this is bordering on another one of those directories, right? Resources, corporate event, peer space. It's a listing, right? Indeed.com, it's a listing. Party slate, event planners, area, New York, it's a listing. Okay, we have emrgmedia.com, top event planner, New York City. Okay, this guy is pounding his site with links, DA27, PA40, but he's not optimized. We have Coco Events, DA29, PA44, same thing. He's just pounding himself with links, but he's not optimized. It's just unbelievable. Brilliant event planning sitting on the bottom. And I don't know why Moz lately doesn't show the number 10 and number 1 result. It's just weird, but I'll just click into it and look. So DA44, a lot of links, a lot of these sites, I'm surprised by this. A lot of links being pounded, but nobody's optimized. So I would kind of consider this, is it easy to rank? It's more, intermediate to advanced SEO, meaning you have to be on your game with backlinks. But nobody's optimized and nobody has the EMD. And I can't tell you guys how much of an advantage that is. Okay, let's put in event. New York City event photographers, $16 per click, pretty good competition. Event photographer, New York City. There's other variations of it. New York City event photographer, corporate event planner. Let's just take a look at some of these. New York City event photographers. I'm pretty sure that there's EMDs available for these things. The in title, only 2. So the last one, guys, that the first page was kind of tough, only had 1. So this in title number, it's not an every time, if it's under a certain number, every time it's going to be good. Or even if it's over a certain number, it's going to be bad. It's just a signal, right? So the only thing that really matters is the first page of Google. So let's take this keyword, Control F, Control V. Is anybody optimized? There's the nice events schema, which you could literally add event schema to your pages and show up in here. This is weak. This is weak, guys. This is already so weak. This is beginner level stuff. Okay. New York City event photographers. Okay. I don't know how much event photographers are, but I know how much wedding photographers are, and they're $1,000 to $2,000 per session, right? For things like weddings, events, they're going to be expensive. Okay. There's a good NVPC there, a niche value per sale there. We'll do a calculator analysis in a second here. But number one, guys, there's an EMD available for a .com, .niche, .com, .net, and .org. All 3 are available. And and then the optimization. Okay, we have Thumbtack. Okay, a directory style site, only one domain linking into the listing. And then we have Robert Carlo, an inner page ranking with one link, right? You can see event. Okay, the domain has about 69 other domains pointing to it, which is helping. But the page that's ranking, number one, isn't optimized aggressively for this keyword. It's optimized for a different variation of this keyword, but it didn't take them a lot of links to get there. One link, guys. This is beginner level shit. Okay. DA13, DAPA, just that guy being there is all I need to see. Okay. Another high DA with 0 links. That's a good signal. This is a massively good signal. This is a good signal. I would say this is bordering on beginner. Okay. A beginner level SEO could get this keyword, build a rank and rent site, optimize it properly, which is a whole nother lesson, of course. But there it is again. Okay. The title of this live stream is Rank and Rent Keywords Research in Hard Locations. And I'll be the first to admit I've made a mistake in saying you should stick to cities that have lower populations. And I know a lot of people stick to that, but it is not true anymore, guys. You just need a better way to search for these keywords in those locations. And we're looking at the biggest city in New York in population. And now we're on to another one. I think we found 3 beginner level keywords in New York that you could take down, a couple intermediate and one kind of hard. It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming, right? And we're only at 200 to 300. Now, remember, I could change this from 300 to 400. Once again, that's a whole new set of keywords, right? So let's look at a couple other things here. Let's get out of event, and I want to go to planner because I saw another thing, right? I saw the corporate event planner. I love the keyword corporate, right? So corporate event planner, corporate event planning, right? Maybe that makes a difference. Sometimes it's just a slight change in the word, right? That has one result. I doubt it. It's still going to be pretty competitive. So that's decently competitive, kind of competitive. Okay. So New York corporate planning, not easy, right? That's okay. Corporate photography is part of corporate planning, right? So let's go back to the big list. And you see how I'm drilling down? Like when I find, like a keyword, and then I want to look at all the variations of it. So like rhinoplasty, I just put rhinoplasty into the search and it brings up the other ones, right? Or, maybe design or divorce or disability or tutor. I don't know. Let's just keep looking here. Tree removal. I know everybody loves the tree removal. So let's do this. Let's put in tree, take a peek. I highly doubt that this is going to be easy. I doubt that there'll be, look at that. The .net and .org are available. Let's take a peek. I doubt it. I don't know. Only 6 results. That's surprisingly low for tree removal in New York City. Let's take a peek at the links here. Okay. Is anybody optimized for tree removal, New York City? Control F. No, nobody's optimized for that particular keyword. This is blowing my mind. This right here, guys, the DA, this is ranking number 2. This is a DA14 PA22 with 10 referring domains and 62 to the entire site with interpage ranking. That's weak, and they're not optimized. This is huge. Like, that is a killer keyword. Somebody should go register tree removal New York City, be building a site for that. That's huge. Okay. To be ranking number 1, that just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. So that's another beginner level easy style keyword. Okay. Let me just do a refresh here to see if there's any commenting going on. Do you guys want to see the Black Friday deal? I do have a Black Friday offer. So I'm going to pop it in there. Okay. It's almost 50% off an entire year of searching in Keyword Supremacy. So I'm just going to throw a link down. Let me find it. Here we go. Control C. I'm going to do edit pose. I'm going to put this in the comments. I wonder if I'll be able to comment. There you go. If anybody wants, go there. Okay, you'll have an opportunity to pick up this tool for a year and just hoard domain names. So let's get out a tree. I can't believe how easy that was. Design tree removal. I just love that. Free solar panels, carpets, design agencies, New York Medicare supplement, rhinoplasty, graphic designers. So guys, like if you ever need niche ideas, right? House cleaning service, New York. To me, it just seems like, yeah, that'll be hard, right? But you just never know. You just never know. .com, .net, .org, all available. So let me go back up and filter to cleaning, right? I want to see all the types of cleaning keywords. Look at all of them. There's house cleaning in New York, in Brooklyn, in Buffalo, Oriental rug. Can you believe this? This is insane. Oriental rug cleaners. Like when you're talking about, it's better for you to go after niches that people don't usually talk about or think about, right? Like, because everyone's always like plumber, HVAC, like stuff like that. When's the last time you heard someone say, oh, you should go after Oriental rug cleaning, right? You're like, what? This is just nuts. Look at this. 210 searches a month for Oriental rug cleaners, right? There's people bidding up to $16 per click on that keyword. There's a .com, .net, .org, all available in probably now the weirdest niche I've ever seen in my life. I'm just speechless here. Oriental rug cleaners. I don't even know what to say to that. It's just so awesome. Gotta get past these. Google's like, no, slow down. I might have to end it here if I can't get past that. Okay, let's just, I don't know what the title was, but let me just look at, is anybody optimized? Okay, so no. So high DA, one link, high DA, no links. Oriental rug care, New York, sort of like an EMD style ranking. It's more competitive than I thought it would be. Persian rug cleaning, Oriental rug cleaning. Like, this is crazy. It's not as easy as I thought. I thought that was going to be a knockout out of the park. But the other thing, guys, and this is a good time rather than continuing, because we've already found a bunch of beginner level easy EMDs, right? So when you do find something that's kind of cool and kind of interesting, so like Oriental rug cleaner, right? What you can do now is go niche hunting. Like, okay, I found a niche I like. I want to go after Oriental rug cleaners, right? I don't even know how much it costs to get one cleaned or if it's the right niche, but what I'm about to do will still kind of make sense. Maybe New York City isn't the place to go after this. It's the right niche in the wrong location. Well, how do you find the right location in the right niche with this tool? It's very, very simple. Oriental rug cleaners, right? We're going to take that keyword, right? And you can even just take out cleaners and just go Oriental rug. And we're going to adjust our search volume. So we're going to do this, like say 200 to 400, maybe 100 to 400. We're going to open that up a bit. We're going to open up the cost per click a bit. So let's say 10 to 20. We'll leave the competition. Okay. So now we're saying the keyword must contain the phrase Oriental rug, right? So that list that we just had is saved into the My Searches panel so we can access it later, keep going through it. That's one of the advantages of having this tool. Okay. So now we have like Oriental rug cleaning in Dallas. So I'm going to filter down to just cleaning keywords. And let's see how many we have left. We have 24 Oriental rug cleaning keywords. So Dallas, NYC instead of New York City. I love that. Okay. I love acronyms. So SLC for Salt Lake City, NYC for New York City, NJ for New Jersey, because some people search that way, but not a lot of people know or try and optimize that way. So let's just check this one out. Okay. Okay, so not available, not available, not available. Oriental rug cleaners, New York City. Maybe this Oriental rug thing, there's something, there you go. Okay, so .com, .net, .org, all available when you say rug cleaners instead of rug cleaning. Okay, so let's go look at Google again here. Okay, 6 results in title. And then Control-C, Control-F, Control-V. Nobody's optimized. And we have, I'd say, a medium level of competition. a medium level of competition. I'm really just looking for like the super weak stuff. Maybe this isn't the niche that I thought it was. It's just so like, look at this, guys. There's EMD's ranking, right? A lot of EMD stuff here. That's the power of EMD. Oriental Rug Care, New York. Rug Cleaning, New York City. Oriental Rug Cleaning, New York. EMD, 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 EMD. Another proof, like, yes, they have links, but like EMD's ranking all over the place is another proof element that, like, yes, EMDs are an advantage. But let's go back to here. So let's get out of New York City. Okay. Let's go to Denver. Okay. Denver, Colorado, and take a peek. So 170 searches per month, .com, .net, .org, all available. Let's take a peek. 0 in title results. Maybe people in Denver are less likely, or less businesses are less. Maybe it's just easier is what I'm getting at. Okay. So DA 526, nobody's optimized. DA 93, 0 links, DA 15. So that's kind of weak. This is pretty weak. This is kind of weak. This is pretty weak. Nobody's optimized though, guys. This is once again another beginner level keyword. Oriental Rug Cleaning in Denver. It's just, right. So let's do Denver. Let's do Denver. Okay. Let's do high value keywords in Denver. So $20 to $30. Let's go 15 to 20. And let's go 300 to 500. No, let's stay low. Okay. Because sometimes it's just, you get too high, you get a little crazy in big cities. So let's do 200 to 400, 15 to 20. And let's do Denver. Okay. And you can see how fast it is, guys. It's super, super, super fast. Let me refresh to see if there's any questions. Don't see any questions, so I can answer those later. Sometimes it's funny. Cat sitting. Cat sitters. Like, when I talk about this tool is good for, you know, certain things, niche hunting and niche ideas is definitely one of them. I didn't know Oriental Rug Cleaning was a thing, but apparently it is. And apparently it's a little more competitive than I would have gave it credit for. But 390 people a month in Denver are looking for cat sitters. And there's people paying $17 for these clicks. And that just blows my mind. I guess companies take your cats in and charge you for it. So, I mean, let's just take a peek, right? One result in title. Nobody truly optimized. And let's take a peek at some of the sites, backlinks. Okay. That's weak. Okay. DA9, PA24 with a low amount of links. Okay. That's weak. This is weak. This is another beginner level keyword, right? You want to be a kitty cat sitter, kitty sitter, citykittysitter.com. I just got to check it out because I've never seen these kind of niches before. Like, but it's fun. Like, this is kind of funny. Like, it's not even a great website or nothing. It doesn't probably have a ton of content on it. Let's take a look at detailed Chrome extension. 338 words on the homepage. Like that's not even a lot of work, right? And they're ranking on the first page. So it's just kind of ridiculous, guys. So I've been on here for about an hour doing keyword research in hard locations, and I just keep finding domains. I keep finding domains. So I do want to cover with you guys our Black Friday offer. Okay, so there you go. It's very simple, guys. $397. That's saving you $300. Normally $697 for unlimited use of this tool. The only limit, okay, is in the live database. You're going to be limited to 100 searches per month, just because this is the most expensive thing for us to run. But 100 searches per month, guys, is going to be huge because, like I said, every search you do here, when you're getting a list of 100 to 1,000 keywords, goes into your historical search. The keywords stay in your account. You can sort through them later, and then all the functionality still works. So there's how to find keywords, guys. Hard keywords in big cities. There's how to say, when you found a niche, how to look at different cities, like all the cities for that niche. You just put in the niche. I will do one last thing just because I loved it. Corporate. I'm going to just leave it at corporate and hope event planner comes out of that. This will be my last one just because I love anything corporate, right? Corporate, when a corporation's paying for it, it's usually good money. And now I'm going to do a search for event. And we have a bunch, right? Corporate event, New York City, 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 New York City. So let's lower these down and do it again. Yeah. It was too tight, so I loosened it up a little bit. And that's the fun thing, playing with these. You can do them with sliders too, by the way, but I just type to get the sliders where I want. But playing with these numbers, guys, can provide completely different results, right, as well. So and now I'm going to look for event. There we go, baby. So I had to lower it down. So San Francisco, corporate events, corporate event planners. Los Angeles. I think Los Angeles is the second biggest populated city in the States. Let's take a peek. Corporate event planners, Los Angeles.com, .net, .org available. Let's take a peek at Google. I don't expect too great of things. Man, they make these hard to read. MILSS. Going over here, PHROOTA, I think. INATA. Oh. Okay, corporate event planners, Los Angeles. 9 results. That's pretty respectably low. I don't remember if we looked at the domains. .com, .net, .org, all available. Only one guy's optimized pretty aggressively, and lo and behold, it's a low DA with one link to the page, and it's the page that's ranking. It's one link to the page that's ranking. He's built a ton of links overall to the entire domain. Let's take a look at the domain. But not hard to beat, guys. He's just bulk link building, not quality link building, bulk link building. And he's not he is optimized. That's why he's ranking, right? This is another super easy one to beat. This is beginner level easy. Corporate event planners, Los Angeles. Easy. There's another one, guys. I mean, how many have I found today? I've been on for an hour. So it's like I said, guys, you can find easy to rank profitable niche keywords in big cities with big populations. We're breaking that myth officially on this webinar today. You just need the process to do it. And I've shown you the tool and the process of how we do it. So if you guys like it, the comment to get the Black Friday deal for this tool is in the comments below the video. If you have any questions and you're watching this later on, ask them. I'll be the one to answer it. Otherwise, happy Thanksgiving, everybody down in the US. I hope you have a wonderful and warm holiday weekend with your family. And this is Herc Magnus signing off after a pretty awesome and entertaining keyword supremacy session. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.